Check, check, check. You got me? Now what's important with the mic is that you speak directly into it, okay? You have that mic right in front of your lips, because it's your voice that projects it and keys up the mic.
Okay, yeah, so it's going to be different. I'll give you a call back in just a second. Let me work the flight plan out.
1000 overcast. Temperature 29er 2.7. Altimeter 29er 901. ILS Zulu. Runway 16 right approach in use. Landing and departing runways 16. Notice to airmen. Static white helicopter route unavailable. Advise on initial contact. You have ATIS information November.
I'll take it.
And I airport information November 2051 observation. Wind variable at 3, visibility 10. Ceiling 2000 overcast. Temperature 29er 2.7. Altimeter 29er 901. ILS Zulu. Runway 16 right approach in use. Landing and departing runways 16. Notice to airmen. Static white helicopter route unavailable. Advise on initial contact. You have ATIS information.
Good talk, absolutely.
November.
Can you not hear it? I can't hear you.
Information November 2051.
Try to scream into. Oh,
hear me now? There you go. Perfect.
Right.
I was going to ask. So whenever you're taxiing down, whenever you were going, are you playing with the rotors to keep it in line, or is it just does it already just go straight on its own?
Both.
They gotta play with it a little bit.
Hang on one second.
Airmen. Static white helicopter route unavailable. Advise on initial contact. You have ATIS information November.
Observatory. Contact SoCal.
Let me speed things up. Oh, wait,
prior to entering the class Charlie and, or correction, contact SoCal 135.05.
Door secure. Go ahead and close your window.
4610.
Roger, straight out to Casino Reservoir, then left turn towards Observatory 135.05 on the frequency 4680 on, sorry, 4610.
Yeah, when you turn throttle on, it's going to push you forward. And yeah, you got to steer with your steering and your brakes at the same
Which
time.
one's the throttle exactly?
This one, so don't touch the red.
Okay.
And ground, this is Cessna 704, Quebec Juliet on at, with November over at Alpha 1, taxi for takeoff.
Cessna 704, Quebec Juliet, Van Nuys ground, runway 16 right, taxi to Alpha Charlie.
16 right, off Charlie, 704, Quebec Juliet.
Van Nuys ground, Thornton Tug at the lead ramp, like to reposition to Alpha 4.
Beach 24030, crossing 16 right, ultra 16 left.
Normally we do a run-up, but I just landed, so the run-up is okay.
Left, beach Roger.
Check controls. Van Nuys Tower, Cessna 704, Quebec Juliet, holding short of 16 right, ready for a straight-out departure.
704, Quebec Juliet, Van Nuys Tower, order standby.
So when you push this in, that's the throttle.
Yeah. So what I want you to do, this is your job today. You're going to be taking off, so you're going to have one hand right here, and don't death grip it, right? Just kind of hold on to it loosely. I'm going to be on the controls with you. So we're going to give it a little bit of throttle, right, just to give us enough forward momentum. We're going to taxi out. We're going to line ourselves up on that taxiway. Once we roll onto the runway, I'm going to have you nice and smoothly transition full power, okay?
Should I go right now?
Not right now. You got to wait for an approval.
So right now you're applying the brakes or no?
Yeah, just because we can't cross that line until we get approved. Until we get approved to do so.
74182
The Cirrus. And wave. Other way, look the other way. There you go. Hopefully that's right where it needs to be.
Probably.
So now we're just waiting for an approval. But since we're waiting here, we can check the airplane, make sure everything's functioning good. So I'm checking magnetos.
Quebec Juliet 16 right, line up and wait. Traffic will be clear and downfield.
All right, 16 right, line up and wait. 704 Quebec Juliet. So he just gave us a
Mike exit high speed and
he gave us a line up and wait. So go ahead. Got the controls. Now don't try to steer with this. Remember, we steer with our pedal. So I'm on the controls with you.
So play.
There you go. So I'm lining.
Quebec Juliet, straight departure approved 16 right, clear for takeoff.
16 right, clear for takeoff for the straight out. 704 Quebec Juliet. All right, lights,
forward.
Camera action. Now fully, go ahead, forward.
I'm going to get the rotor right now.
That's right, you don't steer with this. So give it some throttle. Go ahead. There you go, we're keeping it center line.
It'll just be another minute or two there, beach.
So now I'm steering, right, left and right. You're with me on the steering to keep us center. Full throttle, all the way throttle. Full throttle, all the way. There you go. You got full throttle. Keep your hand on this, right? We're going to have full throttle the whole way through. We're 55. We're going to rotate, which means we're going to lift it up a little bit. And look at that. Just like that, we are flying.
Wow.
Okay, now make sure you have full throttle.
Full throttle.
All right. Now you just got to keep wings level, right?
Yep.
There you go. You're doing a lot of this flying right now.
Am I doing it all on my own?
You're all on your own, and my hands are off.
Oh.
So now what I want you to do is just make sure you stay over the runway, right, for takeoff.
City Ops 44, let's proceed southbound on runway 16 right from Charlie.
Southbound 16 right from Charlie, City Ops 44.
Crazy. It's like driving in a car for the first time. Like
cool, right?
It's pretty awesome.
And it's a smooth day, which makes it very nice.
I actually prefer turbulence, just not when I'm piloting. Makes the flight more interesting.
So you see the 405?
Yeah.
We're going to angle it right there.
Okay.
And you're doing good because you're doing a nice 500-foot climb. So hopefully by the time we get over there, we'll be high enough where we don't hit the mountain.
Okay. And how long do I have to keep my hand on the throttle for?
You can do two things. I always keep my hand on the throttle, or you can keep it full throttle and lock in the friction lock right here. So if you let go, it should let go. I mean, it should stay in place. So
I'm seeing the 405 right now, and
so put both hands.
That's so awesome.
Go ahead. You can transition up to here. Now you're flying. So now what I wanted you to do. So we're climbing at 500 feet a minute. Yep. And what I would like, we're going 80 knots.
Before Quebec Juliet, traffic flowing to your right to helicopter at 1,300.
Looking for that traffic, Quebec Juliet. Traffic in sight, Quebec Juliet.
There you go.
All right, so I have helicopter traffic. He spotted it out for me, which is really nice.
The helicopter spotted or the operator?
The tower has radar, and they said, hey, there's a helicopter to your right. And there he is. You see him?
Yeah, I see him. Well, that's pretty far away.
Okay, so we're at 80 knots, and we're at 1,600. I would like to climb a little bit faster.
Okay.
So what I'd like to see is let's point it up just a little bit. And what's going to happen is we're going to slow the airplane down, but we're going to climb at a faster rate.
Okay. So right now we're climbing at around 600 feet a minute?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
You got that right.
How long does it take before you pretty much, you know how when you first started driving you kind of struggled with keeping the airplane, I mean the car like in its lane? So how long does it take for you to get like the feeling for it, you know, like the airplane is straight, it's level, so you can just look around and enjoy the view? You
know, it depends on the person, but I'd say a couple flights and I think you got it. I mean, obviously the younger you are, the faster you pick up things. And it just depends on how coordinated that person is, too. You seem like you're pretty coordinated. You're doing a great job.
It's not too touchy. I was expecting it to be much more, you know, I was expecting it to be more sensitive to changes in the controls. Like, if I move it this much, it doesn't really bank too much.
Hang on one second. Van Nuys,
Quebec Juliet, vertical change approved.
Roger that. Thanks, Quebec Juliet. All right, so I just switched over to Santa Monica because we're going to be flying into Santa Monica's airspace. So we're climbing, and you can see we're at 2,100 feet. I don't usually cross this until we're at least 2,200.
Okay.
So we're right there, and you can tell it looks nice and safe, right? Those mountains are a little high, but over here we're clear. So what I want you to do is we got the 405 freeway right below us, right?
The level. Hazardous weather information. Connecting Sigma 1 West has been issued for area of thunderstorms offshore and extending up from Santa Barbara to Salinas, top level 370. More information, Hiawass Flight Service.
So they told us there's some weather up there. Be careful for anybody flying. We're not going to be flying anywhere near there. All right, so we got the Getty Center directly ahead of us. So if you point the nose down just a little bit, so push forward.
I feel that.
You can see it, right? I'm going to throttle back just a little bit.
Just to slow it down?
Just to be easy on the engine. We're now done with our climb. We'll probably climb up just a little bit, but we're going to start descending after Getty Center.
Where do you see like the engine temperature and everything?
Okay, so this is the RPMs, and then right down here you have oil temp and oil pressure, and everything is in the green.
Straight in, 21, clear to land 21, 143 Whiskey.
Santa Monica Tower, this is Cessna 704 Quebec Juliet. We're just north of Getty Center at 2,100 feet. We'd like to transition direct to shoreline to the pier.
Just 704 Quebec Juliet, Santa Monica Tower, altimeter 29990, squawk 0201, transition approved. If you're going low level, use caution for parasailing off the pier.
Roger that, 0201, and we're just going to turn around on the pier, back over to Van Nuys for Quebec Juliet. All right, cool. So let's do this, just so we can get a couple maneuvers. That's Century City right over there. Go ahead and point us over to Century City. Just so you can see what it feels like, right, to maneuver it.
Miles to the east, looking at transition south along the 405.
All right, now go direct over to the ocean right now.
Santa Monica Tower, sending altimeter 299.
And as a matter of fact, let's keep Getty Center in our field of view, right? Let's do a nice rounded off here so you can maneuver around Getty Center.
I don't really feel the rotor shift. Do you feel it, or is it? I'm just not used to it. That's why.
You're not used to it?
Oh, there we go. Okay, now I feel the back. Okay.
So how you know to keep the airplane straight is you use this thing called the turn and slip indicator, that little ball.
Yeah. 38 for traffic. Start your southbound turn now for the 405. Are you going into Sepulveda route to cross LAX?
And let's go ahead and turn direct to those twin buildings over there. Good job, man. Yes, you're doing a good job.
And
thank you.
Look at that. You got a beautiful view of Getty Center on this turn.
I'm usually stuck in traffic down below. It's just nice to be able to fly over it.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Okay, I got the controls. Look at that traffic already.
When we took the helicopter tour, they were showing us everything from the Playboy Mansion to Arnold Schwarzenegger's house, which is somewhere over here.
Cool.
Pretty awesome.
Okay, so you're back on the controls, unless you want me to fly?
I want to fly.
Okay, your controls, Ish.
Thank you. With the CJ2 on about a 8-mile final.
So now what I'm going to do is we're going to descend down to about 500 feet, all right? And you tell me when you have the Santa Monica Pier in sight.
Good afternoon.
So you know the pier's right there on the coastline?
I see it.
You got the pier?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to offset to the right of these buildings, okay? And we're going to start descending.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull the throttle. I got the throttle right here.
Less than a mile southbound 1,500 to Navy H.
Do I do anything with the controls, pull back or anything, or no?
Yeah, just let this baby fly down. Not too steep, right? So one more thing. I'm on the controls with you, so stay on with me. So here's a couple things I wanted to show you. You have positive G's and negative G's, right? So there's a positive G. You feel that?
Yeah. Just for the record, I'm not that big fan of roller coasters, so.
Now here's a negative G. I just want you to experience it so you know what it's like. So there's a negative, all right?
Okay.
Very slight, right?
And they're going to follow you, runway 21, clear to land.
What's the best way to get used to G's? Like, I really want to get used to roller coasters.
An airplane?
Okay. Without delay, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Convincing me to get my pilot's license.
32 X-ray.
I'm going to hold off this altitude.
Okay. You have the controls?
I'm on the controls with you.
Okay.
And the reason why, we don't want to get too low, right?
Okay. So what are you aiming for right now?
So we're at 1,400 feet, and we're going to descend down to about 500 feet after we get to the past the shore.
Off your right, we'll pass behind. They're out of 2,000 descending.
Will you take the controls for now?
Sure, you want me? I got the controls.
Take a quick picture.
Sure thing.
38, contact LA Tower 119.8 good day.
Type 38 copy, we'll frequency change, thank you.
00 Tango Romeo, traffic just off your right, half mile, 1,000 feet, copter will be no factor.
That's it.
FR4, you said you were landing UCLA?
Negative, we're going to do a orbit and then continue north.
Fire 4, roger.
I'm on the controls with you.
You're on the controls? Actually, they're your controls. So we're descending at about 300 feet a minute. And let's go off a little bit. One of the things he said to look out for were parasailers. So those parasailers go almost 100 feet up above. So we're 1,000 feet above the ocean here right now, above sea level. So you're at 900 feet. So go ahead and descend down to about 600 feet.
Tropical offshore, thanks.
Fire 4 traffic at Beverly Hills westbound.
Can I move a little bit that way or no?
I think you're good right here.
Okay.
I don't see any parasailers, so you're good. I don't see any other traffic other than LAX traffic flying outbound.
I see that.
Now, once the pier is a beam, meaning it's directly to our left, go ahead and start your turn. You're at 700 feet. There you go. You're at about 650. Quebec Juliet starting our northbound turn back to Van Nuys at the pier.
Number 4 Quebec Juliet, roger. Traffic off the departure and 700 climbing as a Cessna 150.
Looks like I got that traffic in sight, 4 Quebec Juliet.
Roger, 3-2 X-ray traffic near the pier, 700 indicated.
Are you ascending?
Yep, now we're going to climb because we have to stay above a certain height over a populated area.
Tango Romeo,
and what is that height?
That height over a densely populated area is 1,000 feet. Not densely populated is 500 feet. So right now we're 900. We're just a little bit shy where we need to be. Okay. So we're going to continue our climb because we're going to fly back over. We're going to fly directly to the 405 and then we'll transition to 405 back. That way you get some maneuvering, right? All right, how's it feel?
It's actually easier than I thought. I mean, sometimes I feel like you're on the controls, but like, and then I look over and
I'm not touching anything. Now, one thing I'm going to introduce because you're doing so good is you got to learn how to fly the airplane straight. Okay. And the way to do that is to use a slip skid indicator. And if you notice, which side is that ball on?
Yeah, I'm sorry, one more time?
That ball. Do you see that ball down
on the right side?
So what's happening is the airplane is flying like this.
Okay.
So to straighten out
the rotor, right?
You use the right rudder. So whatever side the ball is.
J2, taxi to Atlantic with me.
I will two behind the 2 for Alpha.
Do we have traffic?
No, we're okay.
Number 4 Quebec Juliet, stay intentions. You going back up to 405?
Roger, we're going direct 405 and then back over to Van Nuys.
Okay, sounds good.
So still push the right rotor?
Until you center that ball. Once you center that ball, what's happening is you're flying straight. Right? Okay. But keep the wings level, right?
So that's why I was going. Okay, I get it.
3-2 X-ray traffic in Brentwood, southwestbound.
And the way I know about for the wings is this right here, right? So I got to balance those two out.
Yeah, or look outside, right? That horizon right there is your level playing field. Now, obviously, we got some mountains. But yeah, you can see that's actually a straight line horizon versus a mountainous horizon. But they both do the same thing for you.
There we go. Now it's flying straight.
70 Romeo Kilo, runway 21, clear
for takeoff. It was until it started here.
All right, let's point it about 20 degrees to the left while you're continuing your climb. You're doing very good, maintaining airspeed. Good job. Don't forget to keep it coordinated, right? That's a new feature. That's a new thing you got to juggle now with flying.
Number 32 X-ray traffic.
As far as
got you in sight.
32 X-ray, thank you.
Go ahead.
So when you said 20 degrees to the to the left, how do you know it's 20 degrees?
Give or take. 10 degrees is right there, 20 degrees is there. Now here's the other thing. You have an attitude indicator. Just so you know, this is a 30-degree bank right here. We're at 30 degrees right here. See that?
Yeah.
So you can kind of get an idea what 30 degrees looks like with 10 degrees. Now that's bank angle. I told you to turn 30 degrees, right? Yeah. So that would be about 20 degrees from where we were flying to where we just transitioned from. Maybe about 30.
Whiskey, Santa Monica Tower, Santa Monica altimeter 29990, squawk 0267.
So climb us up to 2,200.
Does the radio, does the operator tell you to climb up to 2,200 or just something you know?
We're in charge of our flying. Now, if you're in an airspace like Bravo airspace, which is LAX, they're going to control you they might control you exactly where to go and what altitude.
Okay.
But here, we're in a class Delta airspace, right? We're flying out of a Delta airspace into what's to an E airspace. So it's really our discretion, as long as we stay clear of terrain, stay above populated areas. So I got the controls. I'm going to show you something cool. So we have the Wilshire corridor right there, right?
Yep.
And then we have UCLA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maneuver the aircraft right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point it down and do a little bit of left rudder so you get optimal viewing, which is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
November 32 X-ray, contact LA Tower 119.8.
So you can maneuver the aircraft to put it wherever you want it. Now I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to level out the airplane. You're at 22. Very good. Now some other cool things that you probably are not used to because you're driving a 405 and it hides a lot is you have the Stone Canyon Reservoir, you'll see Encino Reservoir, and you'll see all these lakes and land features that you don't normally see, which is pretty cool.
Right now we're going to fly a little bit that way to get it straight.
Yeah.
There we go. And I'm going to lower it a little bit.
Hold on 1 second. That's fine.
Of course, midfield, 900 foot, and hold over the business park, 6 Victor Papa.
Request frequency change for Quebec Juliet over to Van Nuys.
744 Quebec Juliet, contact Van Nuys Tower, keep the code.
All right, we're going to be back flying over here a little bit later, so thanks for your help, Quebec Juliet.
Roger, yeah.
So one thing I've always wondered is how airplanes land.
All right, this will be a fun one. It's a hands-on experience here.
All right.
So I'm going to give you full throttle here. We're going to lock the friction lock. Out.
Versus Tango Echo Squawk 0230.
It's kind of difficult to keep the airplane straight, though, I will admit. It's like trying to keep the car in the lane when you first start driving.
Yep. I'm going to contact Van Nuys, so hang tight. Van Nuys Towers, this is Cessna 704 Quebec Juliet over Stone Canyon, 2,400 feet, and we are squawking 0201.
Jet 7, Van Nuys Tower, crossing 16 left and 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Cross 16 left, we're clear for takeoff, 16 right, Jet 7.
For 704 Quebec Juliet, this is Van Nuys Tower. I want you to make a left turn about 30 degrees and proceed to the southwest side of the Encino Reservoir.
Roger that, 704 Quebec Juliet.
For 6 Tango Echo, turn right 20 degrees, please.
Turning right.
All right, so there's about 30 degrees, right? We shifted our heading 30 degrees over. And a way to accurately to do that is we have what's called a heading indicator, right?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
So that could be another indication of, for them, they just want you roughly turning, 20 degrees, 10 degrees, 30 degrees.
I think I'm getting a hang of this little gauge right here.
Over 6 Tango Echo, traffic ahead to your left.
I kind of fight with it, but...
1,300.
So it looks like you're still climbing, so let's level off.
Remain at 2,000, remain at your altitude, 2,600.
So he wants us, there's the Encino Reservoir, so you can point over to the Encino Reservoir a little bit more. He wanted us on the southwest side, so he basically wants us flying like this and then over to Van Nuys.
Got it.
Squawk 0275 and continue.
0275, Texas 71 Golf.
71 Golf, I want you to make a maneuver.
He's doing a little maneuvering?
Yeah, I was just...
over the Encino Reservoir for departure.
I can turn a little bit to the right.
6 Tango Echo, continue under present heading and climb up to 2,500.
Yeah, we're going up to 2,500, Tango Echo.
Can I go around the reservoir? Well, you said southwest, right?
71 Golf, now turn north.
He said the southwest corner, so yeah, you can cut through the corner if you want.
Okay.
And then you can go, and then...
Are these turbulence right now that I'm feeling?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Jet Edge 7.
So what happens when you have crosswind?
105 Charlie X-rays ready.
For landing or while flying?
For landing.
Line up and wait. Traffic
hang on one second.
Line up and wait, 105.
Hello. Aircraft in sight?
Golf traffic is out there turning to the southeast out of 2,400.
Got that traffic in sight, Quebec Juliet.
Van Nuys Tower 210, hotel holding short 16 right, IFR ready.
For 71 Golf, follow the freeway northbound, please.
Freeway northbound, traffic in sight, 71 Golf.
For 3 Sierra Victor 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
Tell me when
clear for takeoff, 16
you can see the airport.
For Quebec Juliet, descend down to 1,800.
So am I going like that and around?
You're going to follow this road.
For Quebec Juliet, descend down to 1,800 and turn left 30 degrees.
Left 30 degrees, down 1,800, Quebec Juliet.
6 Tango Echo, resume on navigation.
The left 30 degrees.
Monica Tower, good day.
Good day.
Van Nuys Tower,
we're going to descend.
7 Delta Whiskey is southbound 405, supposed to pass like this. Continue northbound on the 405.
Stop reducing throttle.
I want you to make a left 360, please.
Left 360, Delta Whiskey.
Make sure you keep the airplane
you are cleared
coordinated.
for takeoff, you right?
Cleared for takeoff, 105 Charlie X.
I go back that way now?
Takeoff, please.
He gave us the 30 degrees, so let's maintain this.
We're not getting anything 1985.
Until he tells us otherwise.
Clear to land, traffic's rolling. 1246.
Don't forget, it's a constant thing to keep that thing coordinated. But you're doing really good.
It's a struggle.
And confirm clear to land 7.
Just when you think you got this one mastered, something else throws a little loop, right?
It looks straight, like it's deceiving. It looks straight, but then you look over, you see it actually flying a little bit. Like right now, see, it looks straight, but it's not.
Is it straight?
It is now, but
to the downwind.
Coming up and standing.
You gotta keep your eye on it.
Whiteman Airport.
There's 4 Quebec Juliet, turn northbound for the downwind. For 71 Golf, continue left traffic.
Left traffic, 71 Golf.
For 5 Tango Sierra, Van Nuys Tower 16 right, clear to land.
Now what I want you to do is
For 05 Charlie X-ray,
maintain
contact departure control and
1,800 feet.
expedite through 2,500.
Expedite 223 through
What do you have to do to
2.5
maintain
and we'll call
1,000? You're
departure.
climbing right now. Push it down, right?
Oh wait, 1,000? Oh, okay. I was looking at, okay, I got you.
Northbound 405.
I read the gauge wrong.
45 is approved for inspection.
Can you hear me, by the way?
Starting to descend pretty rapidly.
7 Delta Whiskey.
So let's pull it up, right? To maintain 1,800.
1 Golf and runway 16 left, clear to land, Boeing 737, 4 mile final with the parallel.
Clear land, runway 16 left with the traffic in sight, 71 Golf.
November 3, Sierra Victor, need to make a cross from a 16 right, make it 180.
So let's get on the right side of this road. You see this road right here?
I can't hear you.
Victor will cross and do a 180.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Let's get on the right side of this road. Now it's very busy, so I have to listen to them.
Inbound for Whiteman, sit the call sign only, please.
26504.
26504, Vanessa.
Am I on the right side? Okay, there we go.
3000. North of the freeway only, please, and squawk 0232.
There you go.
71 Golf and the Boeing 737.
Now we're still descending, right?
No, maintaining that 1,800. But it looks like you need to climb a little bit, so bring it back, pull it back till you get up to 18 and then level off.
210 Hotel, holding short 16 right, IFR.
Stand by. 4746 uniform Vanessa.
There we go. Sometimes I don't feel the rotors for some reason. I don't feel like I have any effect on the rotors.
Remain onto the west side of the 405.
It takes a little bit of practice, right, and a feel for it, but you'll get it pretty rapidly. You're already doing, I would say, pretty good. I mean, you're playing with it, which is important, and you're straightening it out, right?
Trying to. So right now we're at 1,800 feet, right?
You call my base, for Quebec, Juliet.
Cessna 504, and when you cross the 405 freeway, you can contact Whiteman Tower on 135.0.
Okay, going to Whiteman after the 504. Thank you, sir.
Good job. That's good. Maintaining.
Cessna
now, as soon as they call my base, meaning we're flying on a downwind for runway 16 right, as soon as they call my base, which means we have to turn base, right turn to base, I'm going to be on the controls with you, all right? Okay. We're going to fly it together. And I'm going to explain everything that I'm doing as we come down in for a landing.
And the Hollywood sign at 2,500.
Send it to Whiskey Roger 0247, continue, altimeter is 2902.
Thank you.
It's a full body workout.
Nice, Tower, Cherokee 315, Echo Foxtrot 3,500, New Hall passing out with Oscar full stop.
315, Echo Foxtrot, Van Nuys Tower, Roger.
Maintain that altitude. I
thought we were supposed to go down more.
I'm just slowing the airplane down right now.
Boeing 5 Tango Sierra, where do you park?
Signature East.
5 Tango Sierra, Roger, via left turn, expedite into the ramp, please.
I'm just slowing the airplane down.
Quebec Juliet, turn base.
What's the speed that we can come down at?
17 Golf, ground point 7.
Push and see you, nice job.
7 Delta Whiskey traffic.
65 knots is our stabilized approach speed. So I'm going to put in a little bit of flaps.
Number 4,
bring it down.
Uniform, and you're coming inbound to land, correct?
So this is a textbook base turn, right, for runway 16. So we're perpendicular to the runway.
Uniform negative, continue. 263, is that Lima uniform or 0 uniform? Is it 263 Lima or 0 uniform?
263 0 uniform.
263 0 uniform, Roger.
Is it going to be like when it's dead left, right, and we turn?
So we're now on the base leg of this traffic pattern.
Stand by. 4 Quebec Juliet, change at 16 left, clear to land.
16 left, 4 Quebec Juliet. So he just switched runways on us.
Report 16, we're continuing the downwind. We're 7 out the Whiskey, you want to go northbound to the 118?
So that's 16 right, the right side.
Victor, 16
he gave us 16 left.
Traffic, Boeing clearing downfield.
So he had to switch,
16 right for 3.
so I'm going to do full flaps. I'm going
to continue northbound.
slow the airplane down even more to stabilize approach at 65 knots. And I always do my double checks, right?
16 from expector right 270 to
full fuel.
In a minute.
This is the mixture, so I'm maximizing the fuel into the engine, right?
Okay.
So we don't want, this is a critical stage, right? Takeoffs and landings are critical stages, so we want to maximize the power that we have available.
3 Victor, 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 16 right, 3 Sierra Victor.
So way to
going to Whiteman.
Stabilize the approach is know the speed, which is 65, and then trim the airplane out, and this is our trim wheel, but we can also trim it by pushing forward or back to adjust our airspeed, right? You push forward, we're gonna nose down, which is gonna increase speed. Pull back, it's gonna slow it down.
And number 5 Echo Foxtrot.
So this looks really good. We're at 65, full flaps, full fuel. We got a clearance to land. 16 left.
And starting our descent. 5 Echo Foxtrot.
3 uniform, make a right 360. 46 uniform negative. 46 uniform right 270, please.
Number 30, uniform, make a right 270, make a right 360.
Right,
Alright, so you're on the controls with me, obviously don't fight them. So we're landing right there at the threshold.
Please.
So I pulled power, our landing is assured. Now we're coming in, and we're going to flare out and bleed off all that excess speed that we have, right?
Until established on final, straight in 16 right.
Okay, we get Cherokee inside and I'm into that altitude 1190.